Hi, Ahmad.
Hi.
How are you?
Are you fine?
Yeah, I'm all right. Thank you for asking. What about
Yeah.
you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, I have a couple of questions. May I ask?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Could you tell me, do you remember your first teacher?
My first teacher, yes, my first grade teacher at school. She was a very kind woman. I still remember her last name, and I also still remember her face. She was really kind. She was really kind.
Cool. And what or who triggered you to be a teacher?
Uh, Triggered me to be a teacher, to be an English teacher
Yeah,
actually.
maybe.
So I remember when I was 13 years old, I started to go to language school in our city. It was one of the first language schools in our city, and actually I took some lessons there, and I kind of fell in love with this profession, and I remember at that time. I was always telling myself, I want to be an English teacher. I want to be an English teacher. And finally,
You are. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you appreciate in your profession?
The thing that I really appreciate in my job is working with students. I really love when I see at the end of the lesson students have learned something, and maybe the reason actually that they have learned this is me. So this makes me really happy.
Have you ever had any special students for you?
Mm, Special students. Actually, I don't remember all my students, but once I had a student who was an inventor. He had invented many different kind of things, and he was a real genius. He was a genius. I always appreciated that student, and I think I will never forget that student.
Sounds amazing. Okay, could you tell me 5 main features of the brilliant teacher?
Five
Feature.
main features.
Yes.
I think the first and the most important feature is that a good teacher should be a good learner. You know, I think a teacher who is not a good learner cannot be a good teacher. So the teacher should never stop developing. So I think this is the most important.
Yeah. So, and I know that you're fond of sport. Could you tell us something about that?
Well, so about sports, I used to do a lot of sports. Actually, I had more time. I had more free time. I had more energy, and I used to do gymnastics for a few years, and then I did wrestling for a short period of time, and I also love bodybuilding. Yes, but unfortunately, right now I don't have time to do any of them. Maybe in future.
Future.
Yeah.
What movie made you cry from sadness?
The movie that made me cry was Forrest Gump. Actually, Tom Hanks has played the lead role in that movie, and it has a very sad ending. And I really cried. I really cried when I saw that film.
What would you tell to 15 years old yourself?
Uh, Energetic, curious, and sometimes naughty.
How will you encourage our students to study well?
I always try to encourage my students to have some short-term goals and some long-term goals. And I always tell my students that they know what they are going to do with their lives.
Awesome. I find our students lucky to have you as their teacher. Thank you for your interview. Goodbye.
You're welcome. Thank you. Goodbye.